is literally one thing that you are doing right now that could double your appointment booking rate and your sales call conversion rate. This one principle of sales is something that almost nobody talks about, but if you were to actually implement it, literally tomorrow, all of your client acquisition metrics would double. And so I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I'm going to show you right now in Maro what this one secret actually is. Okay, so the thing I want to talk about is something called the gap, okay? So excuse the shit handwriting, the gap, right? And this is basically a sales framework that without knowing it, you are already basically using. But the way you're going to double your conversion rates is by actually understanding what it is. And when you're actually making a script around the gap and you're using a knowledge of the gap in, making a script, that's when you're actually going to get some crazy metric increases, okay? So the first thing that we have right now is basically where your prospect currently is, okay? So we'll call this that's a dodgy C, but call this the current situation, right? So this is where they are. It's probably sad, right? Maybe they're making 15K, if you're in the gym niche, maybe making 10, 15K per month, right? And you need to, in your sales calls, you need to clearly define this. You need to clearly define where they are right now, right? So that's usually going to come through a question of like, okay, so you ask them a few questions beforehand in your line of questioning, and then maybe one of your last questions is, okay, so how much are you currently making per month with the gym at the moment? And this is so important. You need to get an exact answer, okay? So they need to say something like 12K, right? They need to give you an exact answer. A lot of the times, well, honestly, not a lot of the times, it's pretty common that they'll just tell you upfront, but some of the times, the prospect will say that they don't want to share that, and it's very, very vital that you don't move forward with the call unless you get an exact figure, okay? And so the way that I did it with my gym agency is there's two ways that I can get an exact figure. I would either get the monthly recurring revenue, something like 12K, 10K, or 50K per month. I'll get the monthly recurring revenue, or I would get the amount of clients that they had, right? So maybe they have 50 clients right now. So getting this current situation is so important, okay? And so what we want to do now is now that we have the current situation, we want to define and we want to future pace the future desired situation, okay? So future desired situation, right? So we have the current situation and it's clearly defined. What we want to do is define the future desired situation. So this might be, 25K per month. It might be 100 members in the gym, right? For example, if you're in the gym niche, it might be something like that. 100 members, not 100 million, right? You need to define with a stat, like a monthly income or amount of members, what they want to be in 6-12 months time, okay? And so there are two ways that you can figure out what time period to ask. Because you might want to say, what's your 3-month goal? What's your 6-month goal? What's your 12-month goal? The first way is that if you have a longer term program, like for me personally, with what I sell, it's a 6-month program. So I ask my clients or my prospects on the sales call, where do you want to be in 6 months, right? But if you don't really have a program like that, and for most of you probably have it done for your agency, if you have a 3 or 4 month minimum, don't say 3 or 4 months, okay? That's not a big enough jump in revenue because they're not going to go from 12K to 25K in 2 months, right? That's pretty unreasonable goal. You want to do 12 months, okay? So if you have a program that's like, for example, 6 months, say 6 months. But if you have a program that's like a 3-month minimum, 2-month minimum, just say 12 months, okay? So you want to get this future desired situation. And the goal here is to make this current situation look as painful and as bad as possible and make this future desired situation look as good as possible, okay? And so now we have their current situation. It's clearly defined in a monthly revenue or a member figure. So 12K, 50 members, whatever it is. We have the current situation. And then over here, we have the future desired situation, which is 25K per month, 100 members. You need to get an exact figure for both of them, right? And the key here is we've got the current situation and we've got the future desired situation. And now there's a gap, okay? And this is the gap. This is basically the whole point of this. We have a gap right now in between where they are and where they want to be. So we have basically like this big space in between, okay? And so you can kind of imagine this as like a big flowing river, and they can't traverse this river because like it'll just kill them. Like super fast water, bit of a shit drawing, but you understand. Super fast water. They have the current situation, and then over the bridge there's a gap in between it, and they want to get to the future desired situation. Your whole goal with a sales call and with the entire sales process is to position yourself as the bridge, basically, that would get them from their current situation to their future desired situation. So if I were to show you a bit better with some better drawing, you're basically trying to be like the red thing here. You're trying to be this bridge they can walk from to get from their current situation to their future desired situation, okay? And this can only happen, you can only position yourself like this if you have the current situation and if you have the future desired situation. And this is why getting that monthly revenue figure of, 10, 12K per month, whatever it is so important. Because this is how you define it. You define it with the monthly revenue, and you define the future desired situation with the monthly revenue. So from this, you're literally using this one thing, which is the gap, you can literally double all of your conversion rates. But while we're here, something else just popped into my mind that you can also use to drastically increase your conversion rates, okay? And so it basically looks like this. I'll just draw it right now. We have this, and we have this, and it's in a box, okay? And so on this side is pain, and on this side is confidence, right? Confidence, right? So we have pain on this side, and we have confidence on this side. This is 0%, this is minus 100%, and this is 100%, okay? And so this is basically how we measure someone's action threshold. And this is basically how much pain they need to be in and how much confidence they need to have in your service in order to actually take action, okay? So this is called the action threshold, okay? And so usually someone's action threshold is going to be around 50% in pain and around 50% in confidence, right? But some people are going to have an action threshold that's literally, they just need the bare minimum from you. And some people need one that's so high that they basically have to be in as much pain as possible in their current situation. And they need to have utmost absolute confidence in you and in your product. And so when you're taking your sales calls, you should aim to get everybody basically like right here, where they have so much pain in their current situation and they have so much confidence in you and your product to be the bridge and to be this thing that'll lead them to the future desired situation, okay? And so the way that you're going to create confidence is by three things. Number one is your offer, right? So having a great offer with risk reversals, guarantees, I have a whole video on offers. Having a grand slam offer is going to drastically increase someone's confidence in you because mainly of the risk reversals. You reversing the risk back onto yourself instead of having the risk be on the prospect is going to give them a lot more confidence in you, okay? The second thing is your conviction. So this is just you on the sales call. How convicted are you that your product actually works and will get them results? And number three is social proof, okay? So having even one testimonials, or even better yet, having a massive website with a bunch of them is going to help you a lot in helping with that confidence, right? You don't need this, but you probably need this. The most important one here is the offer, and then conviction, and then social proof, right? You don't need the social proof, but it's just something that's going to help, and it's something that's going to raise their confidence even more, closer to 100%. So obviously, having the perfect offer, having the perfect level of conviction, and having the perfect social proof will put their confidence right, like literally right here at 100%. So that's the first half, but the second half is also getting that pain up. And so the way to do that is on your sales call, ask questions that indirectly cause pain. So something like, how many appointments are you booking per day? If you ask someone that question and they're struggling, they're going to say like, bro, it's not even a day thing. Like, I'm booking maybe 1 a week, maybe 5 a month. Them literally having to change the scale of the time frame shows to them how much they actually need your service. Because you're talking about like, oh yeah, maybe 2-3 meetings a day. They're talking about 2-3 meetings a month. And when they contrast their 2-3 meetings a month with your 2-3 meetings a day that you're offering them, that's going to create a lot of pain. And another thing that's actually going to create a lot of pain is this: defining their current situation and making them kind of unhappy about their current situation. Even though it might seem like a lot for you, 12K per month for the gym owner that you're talking to, if you're in the gym niche like I was, is going to sound like terrible to them, right? Because they have friends who are doing 25, 30K per month. So clearly defining their current situation and clearly defining the situation they want to be in is going to create a lot of pain. And then also asking questions that indirectly cause pain, like how many appointments do you have per day or how many new clients do you take on per week, that's going to create a boatload of pain in them as well. Right? So when they have extremely high levels of pain, extremely high levels of comfort, and extremely high levels of confidence, that's where no matter what the action threshold is, whether it's 99% or whether it's 1%, they will convert. I hope you found this valuable. This is basically me ranting for like 15 minutes on the most important things for your client acquisition. If you're a beginner agency owner, click the first link in the description right now, and I'll see you soon.